Good morning, you tub. That is a really good first set. We're gonna be focusing more on really just stretching and squeezing slightly. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier today. We're feeling pretty good. Focusing a lot on that pump. Wow, that felt really good actually. I went in this morning doing my 40 minutes of cardio, and after I hit my 40 minutes, I felt pretty winded. Like my lower body felt very inflamed. And man, I needed to take an hour and a half break until hitting this first exercise. But we got a good meal in. We got pancakes with 65 grams of flour. And then after that, we also put in chocolate chips, like a tablespoon. And man, dude, that tastes really good. Pretty much made me feel like I was eating a cookie, a chocolate chip cookie. And yeah, the carbs in total, I think it's like 60, 70 grams. That's a good amount of carbs, which is what I need right now, especially with how winded I was earlier today. I'm feeling the energy. Took 2 scoops of a caffeine supplement, a pre-workout, and yeah, feeling alive today, especially after that first set. It's gonna be a nasty workout. We're gonna go up. I was just on 100 pounds. We're gonna just tear this up. We're gonna rip this back to shreds today. Today's fit, inspired by Anime Fit by Garo, is that how you say his name, from One Punch Man? Always love the aesthetics of having tight upper clothing. That's why I wear a lot of the wife lovers or the beaters tanks from Alphalete. Also shout out to Alphalete sending me all the gear. But I always wear a size bigger in my pants too. Like these are actually really comfy. They probably the warmest sweats I've ever had, especially with prep. When your body fat is getting lower, you just get cold because you got no fat to warm you up. So having this thermal top, on top of that, these really heavy, warm sweats, really essential when it comes to lifting, because I don't want to be cold while I'm lifting, but get really warm, and we're already feeling it with this first set. So let's move on to the second one. You know, when you worked out for so long, you kind of get in your head and wonder like, hey, what do I need to do better to make my workout more intense, and try to break it down to a science. But the more I've done that, the more I get stressed out and wonder if I'm leaving things in the tank and overthinking about it. At this point, man, I'm just really trying to get things locked in and get my workouts done as soon as possible while maintaining an intensity. So today, my focus is to don't think, but do, and just move on to the next. Because the more I think about like the science or the tempo and everything else, like I know I have good form. I know that I could put in the work. I just need to get out of my head and just focus on just knowing that I understand the fundamentals and I'm feeling the pump, the contraction, everything. The tempo may seem a little bit faster, but for me, how I feel, I'm feeling a really great workout so far. Let's move on to the next. We're gonna go up 15 pounds. I lied. I actually went 3 pounds heavier because the little voice in my head told me just to go heavier. So sometimes we had to listen to those voices and felt good. Hit 15 reps. Could have felt a good squeeze at the bottom. That's what I'm trying to focus on. Squeezing at the bottom, really contracting and pulling down with my elbows, really hitting that lower lat because, man, my lower lats definitely need some work. Especially when I look at my back, we've made a lot of progress. Before I used to look very narrow, and on top of that I was kind of unsymmetrical, even in my back poses. But part of that was just lack of experience. I've been coached by my coach Brady for about 2 years, more than that, close to 3. Lost track of time. I feel like we've been working together forever, but I have seen so much growth in this last year, and we're definitely going to bring something totally different from last time. I was 147 pounds in my last show, and this time around I'm weighing at 162 right now, and who knows what we're going to bring to the stage because I'm 3 weeks out. I'll probably lose a little bit more weight here. We're getting lean as the days go by. I may not look as conditioned and crazy as like these crazy huge bodybuilders and influencers, but I know with all the time that we have, how do I say this? Like, I just know we're gonna get it done. I have no time to think like, oh, am I shredded enough? Like, the more I focus on that, the more I'll get more stressed and just in my head, and I don't need that. I need to focus more on what I can control today, tomorrow, all the way up to show day, and even after show day, because after we hit our show, I ain't gonna binge. I'm not gonna eat a lot. I'm honestly, like, I really wanna have a solid off season and making sure that we gain weight slowly, because what happens is if you binge and gain too much weight quickly after your show, like, your fat cells will increase and you could potentially get fatter than what you first started when you first started your contest prep. So last year I did it perfectly. Nothing happened, no issues. If anything, yeah, my energy was back for sure. My energy is low right now, but hey, it is what it is. Let's hit this last set and then we're gonna move on to wide grip pull down. Good. Don't know what it is. That last set was pretty heavy. Really feel like my lats were just like getting this crazy pump where it was hard for me to really go down all the way. Getting filled with blood for sure. Pump is looking good. Chest and shoulders, and we're not even working on chest and shoulders. Actually, we're gonna work on shoulders later, but I'm not gonna record that because I'll show you a different day. Let's rip this muscle. biceps. Wanted to take over for that one, the last two. Question for you guys: when you guys were kids, who was your inspiration from your early morning cartoons? For me, it was X-Men for sure. You might think I was probably into Wolverine, but out of all the guys, I was really into Cyclops. I know Cyclops doesn't have the best rep for the movies and sometimes the TV show, but it's just the look that he has, man. Like he is pretty much like Captain America. People don't give him enough credit because they focus more on his, crying over Jean Grey and the Phoenix, and there's something about his character where it's just like his limitations to not be able to see without his sunglasses. Like, it is pretty sad if you really think about it. But anyways, on top of that, his physique was freaking crazy, bro. It's like his muscles, and you can see like his striations. And I know it's a comic book, but seeing his physique and his tights with the yellow like satchel thing he has going across his body, that went hard, bro. I've been thinking about it because I'm thinking about getting into cosplay here soon. I'm actually talking to someone where we're working on a project for me to dress up as Sub-Zero, since Sub-Zero is one of the moves I do in my posing. But I'm thinking of cosplaying as Cyclops because he's definitely been one of my early inspirations for physiques for just the comic book heroes. Him and, I can't think about anybody else but him. I would say Spider-Man too, more because he's a teenager, and so when I was a teenager, when I saw his physique, I'm just like, dang, that's sick. And when I first got into the gym and was getting some muscle or two, I really was like in that scene in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man #1 where I looked at myself in the mirror just like, oh shoot, what's going on? So yeah, vibes. Let's get this next one. Pretty much gonna camp here the whole time because this is the only place where I could do a pull down and a seated row, and that's pretty much all we're doing today. And if I'm being honest, I usually do 130 pounds on a row, but the 55 pounds on here feels like 130, so I don't even know what they're doing back at US, but the apartment gym is really pushing me. The gravity is very heavy here. It's like the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball. So we're going up to 70s. Let's see how this feels. So if you guys see my posing flows, I play with a lot of pop culture in my posing, and I'm trying to work on a series of doing poses for Mortal Kombat, and one of you guys reached out in my DMs saying that I should do Johnny Cage because he does a lot of funny poses. So he sent me a clip of what he does in his intro, and he like kisses his bicep and then he gets into his fighting stance, and can definitely do that. Can definitely apply that into posing. Demon back engaged. Next is a single arm. Notice that I'm not using any grips. I'm trying to increase my grip strength. Left side was definitely stronger. When there's a will, there's a way. So this lat pull down, I'm trying to do straight arm pull downs on here, but it's the stack hits the top. So I needed to find 2 of these grips that are long enough so I could like kind of push back my hips and sit into it more, so I could pull it all the way down to around my waistline, because before I was only able to pull it to around my abdominals. So gotta work with what you have, and you know, just work with what you have. I'm also going super light too. See how it hits. So I had to get lower. Well, that's silly. I could have just sat down the whole time. I just realized that on my last set. Much easier. Time to eat. All right, I'm gonna close off this video. Guys, I was at Fry's, it's a grocery store, and we found Fanta no sugar, or zero sugar, 0 calories. This right here hits me in the nostalgic feels, hits hard. I recommend. Anyways, just wanted to close the video and just share some thoughts with you about how prep is going. Prep is going good so far. This is day 2 of me doing 40 minutes of cardio every day and having macros at 190 carbs, 45 fats, and 205 protein. And we're feeling good so far. We're feeling energetic. I'm really just trying not to be in my head about it and just letting time pass and really just waiting to get shredded as the days go by. So I'm excited for you to see the transformation and things go. And I really hope that these videos not only help you through your cardio, but really help you through, like, you're not alone in this process if you're going through a bodybuilding prep as well, because this process is pretty hard. Like, especially if you're going to the grocery store and you don't have the best relationship with food, where you just want to eat something tasteful, like it is pretty hard. And for me to kind of control the beast of wanting to splurge and have good flavors, I only have 2 cans of a diet drink a day, and I'm probably gonna ease off of it as we get closer. And on top of that, I purposely buy foods where it's gonna be a little bit more bland, but has like a good taste to it. Like, my third meal is tuna with rice, and that tastes really good to me, and it gets me filled as well. And I have 2 cans, and 2 cans could be a lot with the amount of rice I have, because the amount of rice I have is not too much. It's very little. It's like 50 grams, and yeah, barely anything, but we're making it work. And also, when I have my eggs in my second meal, I put habanero sauce on it to make it super hot, so when I eat it, I'm eating slower. Usually when I eat, I kind of inhale everything, and I just do all I can to make my process of eating slower. And in my paste, my protein paste, I put blueberries in it, and it really just kind of focuses me in and just like really appreciate the taste that I'm able to experience leading up to show day, because it's like the little fine details. I'm trying to reverse my mind and just be like, man, like, I am choosing to go and do this hard thing, and this is the little calories I could work with. Let's be grateful through the process, because there's a lot of people out there. I think about people who struggle and can't really afford to have the foods that you and I could have. And so definitely just change your perspective with things of what you're eating. Like, you are suffering, but you're not suffering as much as you think compared to other people. Like, you're choosing to do this prep, and you know, I just invite you guys to reinvest yourself and remember that this is an investment for you, for your journey. Because I remember just like hiring a coach, like that costs money. Having to get a gym membership, that costs money. Having to sign up for a show, I had to drop $300 for my show, and for a tanning was like $150. And then on top of that, I had to get an NPC card to make sure I'm registered correctly, and that's like another, I think it was another 150 or something. And yeah, this sport ain't cheap. So when you cheat on your diet, it's just like you're wasting your money. So make sure you're locked in, and again, understand that you're not alone through the process. So, and yeah, that's all I have to say today. Wishing you guys the best, and best of luck, not best of luck. I'm wishing you guys all the time, the energy, the focus to get through this. We're in this together. Like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys, and honestly, very grateful for the 700 of you guys that have been subscribing. It's kind of surreal, just because I just started this page. I started it like a few months ago, but I wasn't consistent as much, and now we're striving to post every day, just because I'm at the gym every day for about an hour and a half. Might as well just film my whole workout and just talk here and there. And it's been a really positive experience so far for myself. I feel more at zen, and yeah, so appreciate you all. Wishing you the best. Go destroy your goals.